Welcome back. It's been a long time since I've been on. I feel like, jeez, Kane's Corner's back for this week anyway. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think the last episode I did was with. It was the last episode was. Jeez, can't think of his name. Pat Gilroy. Pat Gilroy. It was a fun episode. Good episode. Gave you some pointers. We what it's like to have a mixed family and how to deal with that and the fucking internet already. I hate this shit so much. Yeah, it's okay. It's good. Anyway, it's probably gonna lag a little. Is what it is. But yeah, it was a good episode with Pat. I enjoyed it. I was annoyed. I'll tell you, I was annoyed that I forgot to ask him if Bobby Costa ever uh, applied to his sales job. Um, I had talked to Bobby. Bobby said he sent a message, I guess a message to the company, corporate, and never heard back from Gilroy. So I told him that I would, I'd reach out to Gilroy, kind of friendly, and he said he was still interested, which is interesting. So you never know. You never know. Look, it seems like a great job, but I don't know. I'm not really sure the kind of job I'd want to be doing. It's a lot of travel, Bobby, but he seems a young guy and do his show and travel. But yeah, I'll reach out to him for you. I'll definitely give him a ring for you. But yeah, it's exciting to be back on. Thank God. I mean, a lot of stuff going on. Wow, fucking network is blowing up. The network is on fire right now. Really nice to see, from somebody who really enjoys the network. That's me. Other people, I'm sure, really enjoy it. The numbers aren't, I guess, what they used to be, but it's got some quality products coming out. Um, really enjoying some of the shows. Some are okay, but last night was a wild, wild show by Bradley Stein. Bradley Stein, to be clear, is a creep. I can't stand the guy. Um, I don't like anything about him personally. I think he's a piece of shit. But I mean, it's a good show. It's an entertaining show. It's very different. Um, he started off kind of by himself. I guess we'll just go right into the network review because we're going to go through a few shows. Fuck it, that's what I want. That's what I came on here to do, really, because I've been really enjoying the content. So, and some not so much, and we'll go over that. But Brad is he's kind of a creative guy. I didn't. The show has been different and just kind of, I'm not sure. I made it clear. I'm not sure I really like the guests on there. I think that's a bad idea. Uh, you know, I think where me and Manners have, he's been saying I've had some horrible takes lately. Maybe that's true. I've always had horrible takes. This is nothing new. Um, I think you just get kind of caught up in uh, you treat women a little differently than you treat men. That's all. I'm just saying, like, if that was a man that was on his show and was had that performance that she had, I'm not sure you'd say it was a great performance. I don't know. Anyway, I like her. She's very sweet, very nice woman. I was very happy today that Kurt put the kibosh on bringing Veronica in by herself, which is a crazy move by Manners. I mean, this is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like, it makes no sense. Why would she go in alone? He's never done a show that she's never been in. I think it's crazy. I don't think any of these guys that have never been in going in alone your first time is kind of crazy. And it's just, I mean, that's what I mean. His mind is just clouded from because she's very nice, she's bubbly, she's cute, like she has all those qualities, and he's getting mesmerized by these people. This is the truth. I mean, nobody thinks she should be in there by herself on Bitches Week. I mean, it's just dumb. So it makes me wonder about his judgment a little bit on these things. I mean, but I would say for Bradley's show and kind of get back to his, I just don't know if it needs the guests. I think on his own, he's putting out a pretty good product. Yesterday's show was as crazy a show you'll ever see. I don't even know to keep going along with the bit that he was doing. Just stick to it for like 45 minutes straight. I don't even know. I couldn't even get to the end, but I was thoroughly impressed with his perseverance. Just a fucking crazy. I mean, that's got to be the most wild episode that's ever been on the network. It has to be, right? I'm not sure there's anything that's been quite like that. Bad guy, but doing a great job. Gotta say, it's he came in. He came in with the Wiener Show, and as I gotta give him an A. I gotta give him an A. I don't want to. I definitely don't want to, but I mean, I've enjoyed the content, Brad. Get some sleep at night though. This guy, 3:30 in the morning, still up tweeting. Like, what are you doing? Fuck, I already had slept 5 hours. I get up, check my phone, and it's just Brad tweeting away. You know, you should probably get some more sleep. I don't know, figure things out. But yeah, great job. And the show that you're tied to is the Weeder Show, which has been very good too. Two shows that will go down as they came in at the same time. They kind of linked, and they're both doing a great job. John is doing awesome. It's a good show. Beanbag is really into it. Beanbag seems like the kind of the brains of the operation, I would say. I think he's taken the most lead on this. He seems the most interested in it. Then there's another guy that doesn't show up much. They've been bringing in guests, and I've been enjoying the show. I will say today is a little very disappointed in John from Warren. I mean, this fucking drunk guy. It's only every time he goes to a golf course now, he has to get wrecked. It's ridiculous. But you brought Montante goes to Rod's Grill. A illiterate New Jersey guy goes to Rod's Grill and orders a fucking wiener plain, and these guys don't stop it. I mean, that is nuts, John. I mean, how do you let him walk out of there without having it the way it's supposed to be done? I don't care what he says. It's like, we're going to get you one. You're going to fucking try it. The guy goes in there and slanders on the main show, slanders Rod's Grill. As you just blew it. I don't even understand. I couldn't even believe it. Like, who the fuck goes in to get a wiener and orders a plain wiener? Like, it's not a hot dog. Like, that's what I think he didn't understand. And that's where I thought you guys, like the aficionados, you're all into the wiener. I don't know if John was even with him. I shouldn't be saying it until I know John. I got a feeling he was, though. And to let him walk out of there and not try and slander Rod's Grill, that was a disgrace today. An absolute disgrace. You got to be better than that, John. That is awful. I just was kind of just blown away that he went on there so brazenly and said these things are awful. Like, and I'm like, wow. I was like, oh, you really didn't like it? It's like, yeah, a plain wiener. And we're talking about a guy that had a plain wiener and spelt it Plane. This guy needs help through the wiener process, John. Whoever else was there. Kevin, if you were there, that's bad on you too. Can't let that happen. But yeah, that was the Wiener Show is very good. I'm really enjoying it. Those guys are getting that woman on from the Onlyville on Smith Street Wieners, right? I liked it. People thought it was boring. I didn't think it was boring. I enjoyed the conversation. Some of their bits are pretty good. The videos are good. They're putting some good work in. So, they're going to be on tonight at 9. And I told Beanbag I would open up for them. No big deal. But yeah, just they're doing a great job. I can't say, they're really trying hard on the show, which I really appreciate. I know how hard it is to put a show out every week. It's definitely not easy. I mean, those guys are putting some work in. And they got the great word today that Kirk's going to go have a hot dog with him, which is, I mean, that's great. Finally, some promotion for the network. Finally. So make sure, if he gets a plain hot dog, then don't even waste your time, Kirk, going. If you're going to get a fucking plain hot dog, you have to get it the way it's supposed to be done. And it has to be Rod's Grill. Short of what Montante thinks. But yeah, that was nuts. But yeah, if you're going to go, get it all the way, with the works. That's great. So you'll have Kirk join you for a hot dog. So that should be good. Today's show was interesting. I don't know. I was saying I was texting back and forth with the managers a little bit, not really back and forth, just one text. But Kirk comes in and today kind of goes at those guys because they had kind of like a break, a vacation. I don't know what he called it. And not to be able to kind of like, they couldn't articulate kind of what they did on the weekend. It really was all over the place. And, I'm not here to beat up on the producers. There's enough shows that do this. We'll get to some other ones, but you got Fireside Chats that beats up on them, Manners beats up on them. I don't know enough about their jobs, so I'm not going to pretend, but you should be able to somewhat articulate what you're doing in a day. If my boss comes to me and says, "Hey, what'd you do on Sunday when I wasn't here?" and say, "Hey, I got an order ready. I worked on some menu AI stuff. I did a couple reviews. I worked on the line and helped those guys out a little. I did some prep. Like I can kind of say what I did. I'll remember because I did work. Not to be able to articulate that was interesting. I'll leave it up to the professionals. I'll leave it to the professionals that's read me for Manners. I mean, Manners must have been stiff after hearing that. He had to have been. That just read me for him. So I've enjoyed the show, though. But to get back to the network stuff. So, yeah, the Wieners is very good. Both those shows, I think, are home runs. The Wieners show, Stein show, very good. The Aussie Minifan show. Interesting show. Those guys. First one was actually, I think that what happens is I really do believe this. Somebody like Jamie, he's not a lot of brains there, and Jackson, who just needs attention on a constant basis. He just looks like somebody's never had attention in his life from his father or mom, or just out there. He just wants that attention. Kirk gives them one nice compliment, and these guys, it's like they're Howard Stern now. It's their show. They're the ones putting out all it's the reason people are coming is for them. And the last week was pretty good. I mean, this week was fine. I mean, I like all those guys, so I'm gonna watch and I enjoy it. But man, there was some spots where there's some. Maybe you needed a little, AI to clean up that dead air. Jackson. I don't know. He seemed a little off kilter. Manners kind of went at him quick, gave him a couple uppercuts, and saying that it's your show, and it kind of went kind of quiet, kind of made his point, I think. But not a ton of laughs this week from those guys. They weren't really all jovial and so happy. There was a lot of ripping in that show. Holy fuck. Those guys were angry this week. They were just going at everybody. I mean, Jesus, leave Clemmer alone. Holy shit. Jackson hates Clemmer. I mean, I'm not much off that path either. I still think it's crazy. I mean, his attitude was really bad about the dozen. Again, couldn't land the call. I went with Tom Kite instead of Greg Kite, but the analogy works. I mean, Clemmer should never be asking a 3-time MVP of the dozen what they did in the offseason. It's not your team. I just thought that kind of attitude, that arrogance that he has, is just such a bad sign for them. It's just, I don't think that can really be fixed. I'm not sure that can be fixed. He's never really, and I love Clemmer, so I feel bad saying this, but he hasn't really shown a ton of gratitude to Kirk about, getting hired. Not really. He's awesome when he goes in. Seems like a really good guy, but the dozen isn't about, it shouldn't be when you're building a team for the dozen about, popularity contests or who you like, or you gotta kind of play the line of what you're trying to do. And if you're trying to win and you want to win it, and you have this fucking choke artist with a bad attitude on your team, I'm not exactly sure how that's the best thing for your team. He's a fucking choke artist. I couldn't do better than him. I couldn't do it. There has to be people that are better. And I'm saying, does it have to be people from Barstool? I mean, can't you find somebody else? I mean, does it have? I mean, it's everybody from Barstool. I guess pretty much they are. I know Will Compton kind of wasn't there anymore to get it. But this shouldn't be exclusive to that. I mean, Clemmer, I was glad to hear that if he doesn't, they're going to double the first game on geography. And if he doesn't hit it, doesn't get it, suspended. Now, remains to be seen what that exactly looks like. And I'm going to tell you, I already know for a fact. I don't even have to wonder. That kind of pressure he can't handle. You got to be handling that pressure. So he's going to fuck this question up, and it just should prove that he's just not. He's kind of like Marcus Smart. You can't have your third or fourth best player be the leader of the team. I think he thinks you guys are kind of equals, and that's not good on the dozen trivia because one guy is the best player. I mean, honestly, probably the best player in dozen ever in the history of the dozen. It's pretty much what Kirk is. I mean, when it's all said and done, he's going to be in that conversation as the best player in the dozen. And Clemmer's just not. I mean, he had a better year, but he is playing. He is on the side of somebody who is great, who also can talk him and help him into answers that he might not have known, but Kirk knows a lot of the same answers that he knows. So I'm not saying my thing is like if he was going to study the geography. I mean, I agree with Marty Mush. Like, you need to do more if you're gonna put your time and really go at it. The geography, it's worth it. But yeah, that attitude was glaring, and then Kurt's getting a little softer on this kind of stuff. I don't know, but you can't go and be go all crazy when somebody makes a joke after you lose, and because I figure you take it really serious, and then have a choke artist like Clemmer on your team. That's a bad attitude. I mean, it just doesn't line up. So I'm hoping he makes the right decision. But hey, maybe Clemmer will step up and we'll all be happy. But I don't think that's going to happen. So I figure on the first week he'll miss the first question and he'll be suspended. It's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen unless Jeff throws him a little bone, because he doesn't want to see him, he will see Clemmer crash, gives him, lets him off the hook. That's definitely a possibility. We're only human, and it's human nature to want to help your buddies. So, hey, we'll see what happens. But what else? Oh yeah, the golf. I don't think I've gotten to the golf. I mean, I was on with Manners, which was a pitiful performance by me. I just did not want to be on that show. Sorry, Manners. I just cannot stand Stein. I do not want to do any content with him. I don't want to look at him. Honestly, like if he died, I don't know how much I would even really care. I feel bad saying that. I'm not a big fan. So, I just kind of was whatever. But the golf was unbelievable. I mean, what an event that was. The video was really good, but it didn't really capture to me like what it was like there live. I unfortunately had to bail at the end. I had to get the hell out of there, get back to work. Some of us had to go back to work, but just an amazing showing by the fans. Just some of these guys were like, I mean, John Warren, we know, absolutely wrecked, trashed, right? There was another guy I've seen a bunch of times. I don't know what his name was. I can't remember. He told me it was like, I don't know, it doesn't really matter, but and he was fucked. These guys were so drunk, I couldn't even believe it. I'm like, it's so early. I've been there, but like, I just was. It was like it just got like people were just drinking, like having a great time, and Rimo there. I mean, Rimo's great. He was awesome on the show the other day. I'm a big fan of Montante right now, but I do agree he's very good on the show. But yeah, what an experience being there, going all through that. Just an awesome time, and yeah, it was the takeaways for me there too were just the Ramo situation. Like he looked awful. He looked seemed a lot better on the show, but he just looked just like it was kind of scary how bad he looked. He's really pale. The guy needs to go outside. That's I don't know what his kids are doing or whatever the deal is, but somebody needs to go over there and make sure he walks outside and get some sun. It was tough. It was tough for him, but great guy. Trying to think of what else was it's kind of past now, but obviously I had the issues on the course, which obviously the video just exonerated it. I mean, I heard Dave Cullinane, that rat. He's like, oh, he wasn't exonerated. Like the laugh stopped before he took the shot. I'm not saying like you want to talk about golf etiquette, that's fine. I don't know anything about golf personally, but if you're gonna talk about it, like did it actually who's to blame more for the shot? I mean, Kirk didn't really hear anything until somebody said something. Then he kind of looked at me and blamed me, which is fine. I get it. I understand now a little more. You got to give these guys like half a minute of quiet so they can wind up and take the shot because it really makes it like it's not really a heckling sport. It's hard to heckle if you can't really you know do it when they're shooting. I understand it's insanity, it's concentration, is you need it, and I understand all that, but yeah, I know. I thought the video kind of exonerated me. A lot of people were saying no. And my other takeaway, honestly, I always think about this. I've seen Mick now live a bunch of times. Obviously, Mick's he's on fire right now. Kind of enjoyed his trailer actually. I'm very interested to see how that comes out because he is the king of saying he's going to do something and just not doing it. So it was actually exciting. I know he did that one episode documentary of the Las Vegas shooter, which I don't know. I don't honestly. I don't think I listened to it. So he did do that. So I give him credit for that. But this seems like a bigger project, which look, he's got some promotional pieces around him. Mick needs a whole group of people to carry him everywhere he goes over the finish line. So he needs protection from Kirk. Kirk's his buddy. He needs protection from when he's not on the show from the producers to make sure you're not talking about him. He needs his brother. He needs the whole thing. He needs a whole team of people to get him over the finish line. But it seems like it's an all him project, which is exciting. Looking forward to that. But I will say, Mick is a fucking drip live. When you meet in person, he is amazing. Like to watch him kind of operate, he just seems like kind of boring live. I was like, wow, I've been kind of just thinking about that. I like Mick, but Jesus Christ, he a fucking drip in person. My God. But he did a good job caddying, I guess. I will say, Mick, if you're gonna be a great caddy and nobody knows this, but he did say to me, right after it happened with Kirk, he kind of muttered under his breath, "Oh, he's done that 3 or 4 times or something." I don't know. I really wasn't around them that much. I was kind of trying to follow Riggs, but if you heard it 3 or 4 times, shouldn't you have fucking at one point said something to somebody? I mean, you gotta. Yeah, I know he kind of took a little bit of ownership for that, but yeah, you got to be a little better. If people are making noise, you should have said something earlier and may have avoided wholly. Not a big deal. So I'll go back to the shows. Yeah, so the Aussie Minifan show, obviously a good show. I'm just kind of just kidding around, but those guys were. It wasn't a lot of laughs in the second show. That's all I'll say. Not a lot of laughs this time around, but and then we got my guy, my favorite show, the show I would hate going on because I hate those kind of panels, but really enjoy watching is Freddie Lynn's Fireside Chat, which I love that show. So I will say Freddie looked a little rusty. Could use some oil, Tin Man. A little rust. That's not the takeaway from the show. The biggest takeaway from the show is that drip Stacy. Oh my fucking God, did he suck on that show? Why? And I guess people say he's a great guy. I'm gonna go with the people. I'm gonna go with here goes the internet. I don't want to get caught off on this one. I'll go with the people. So a lot of people say he's a great guy. Fine. I mean, from my experience, I don't know how you could say that. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. He comes on the show. He's on the first episode, season 2, episode 1. Brings on Stacy's phone, and oh fuck, did he suck! I will say, knew a lot about the show. Man, was he awful! And Freddie tried to bring him along. There's a lot of that. You're gonna get once or twice a show, afraid a little bit of uncomfortable kind of, a little uncomfortable kind of laugh, weird exchange. You're always gonna get that with Freddie, but it was a bunch of that. And honestly, my guy Tim Riggles, who was he's a great guy. He carried the show. Thank God he was there. I mean, thank fucking God he was there. I didn't want to bail on the show. I didn't want it to be the first show ever. If the first Fireside Chat was to bail on, I had to listen to that guy who is fucking nasty to me, and then goes on there. He's like, "Oh, I kind of like when Kane's on the show." Ooh, it's like, fuck you, buddy. Just fucking go all in. You're right enough shit. You should just went all in. I didn't even understand it. It's like you fucking go halfway and then you're just like, I don't know. Like, again, you just stay on Twitter. That's where you belong. Stay off the air, buddy. It was unbearable. So Hopefully this week's guest, Tim was good though, so you could just went with Tim. It would have been he brought some good conversation, good points. I hope he finishes his documentary soon. You got to beat Mick. You got to beat Mick. You got to do it. You don't want to get beat by Mick on your documentary. So, but yeah, some couple things Tim said in there. It's he's doesn't again, Tim. I'll give you kind of an example of why I don't really worry. Kind of what these people say. I mean, there was multiple people. Like I think if you see me, whatever, I probably shouldn't drink. Right? Probably got a drinking problem. Not a big deal. It's fine. I take it for what it is. I don't look at internet people as any more than what it is. It's just kind of we're on here, we're fucking around. I have a family of real friends. Like I just don't look at this for that. I'm not like Montante who has to, sleep at people's houses that he met online or just fucking gets to golf with you, which is fine. Do what you want. Some people they need that. Like they're missing something in their life. Like they don't have a father or something like that. So they need this constant, like they gotta feel safe, and it's fine. I mean, it's not a big deal, but you know, I just didn't. I never understood the part of just you on there. It's you're talking shit or whatever, and that's fine. But when people are like, "I wish this guy was drunk right now," it kind of puts in perspective. Like they don't care like, about you. It's fine. I don't want them to. And I don't really particularly care about what they think. So I kind of just look at it that way, Tim. I'm not concerned like what this guy or that guy thinks because those are the people you're dealing with. The people that would rather you be shit faced and cause a scene than not. So it's just like, hey, whatever. We are where we are. We're enjoying, we're having a good time, and that's why I don't really concern myself too much about it, Tim. But good performance. The other guy was just dreadful, and look, it's a great show. So 3 really good shows back on the network. I've been listening to the Billboard Chart Guys show. He doesn't get a ton of views, but it's a very good show. He does a good job. He's got a good process, kind of he has a good. The word is for it. Anyway, he has a good. It's a good flow. The show just flows. He's got his topics. He goes in order. It's really good. I think I'm missing somebody though, haven't I? Am I missing? Let's see. Oh, and I'm sorry. How could I miss this? My favorite show, Mentor's Life, which has been up and down. He's going half Mentor's Life, half Mentor fandom. It's fine. No, I don't agree with Montante's take today that he's kind of in a bad spot. I mean, Mentor's is the best. I mean, he just is. I think he calls out what he sees and he goes for it, and he's had made some really good points. I mean, a good point was made the other day, a really good one. That it seems like maybe they prioritize somebody like Montante over Blind Mike, and that's kind of weird. Like they should build the week around Mike when he's coming in. He shouldn't have to move for anybody. Like, I don't give 2 fucks if Steve from Gloucester's coming on and playing against Sports Guy. He had a great show. Third chairs have been good. Been enjoying that, but those guys can fucking either move or you can fuck off. Like Mike shouldn't be on the short show. I thought that was a good point by Manners. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you got to see. I don't know exactly because Kirk said they'll pay for his Uber. It's not a big deal, but he should get the prime spot. He's the number one guy. You shouldn't prioritize other people over him. And I don't know. I understand from their point of view too. Probably trying to just you need these other people too. I guess if you're going to bring in third cheers, you kind of need you don't want to have screw people's life over and make them move around. But I'm sorry, you should already have planned that ahead. Like Mike, whenever he's coming in, should be the ticket of the week over anybody, in my opinion. I mean, he's the best. He's the best guy on the show. He's the number one, second, third chair, whatever you want to call it. He's the best. So, that's what's best for the show is try to have the best guy on the most. So yeah, I mean, he brings up good points like that, and I love it. But PRC he's been struggling. You got to call it out what it is. I love PRC. I mean, he's my guy. He's always been there for me. He's awesome, but he's in a little bit of a struggle. I think I saw his tweet. He's coming. He's ready to go. He's ready for Friday. He's ready to go hard. Halloween edition. He's gonna put all those marbles in and kick some ass this week. I hope so. He got kind of bamboozled a little bit by Brad Stein, but that's what happens with Brad. Like he just takes a lot of cheap shots. So and PRC is a little more classy. He's not going to take those easy cheap shots that it's like somebody like I would take. So I got high hopes. I got high hopes, and obviously timeout talks. I don't watch that. What else we got? That's pretty much it. But yeah, it's good work going on right now. Good job, John Menners. However that's going, I don't know what the situation is there. It's a little tense, but I'm sure you good guys will figure this out. I don't want to talk about the Pat Bev beef, bro. I also think Francis got a free pass there too. I mean, if you're gonna write that blog and then he's in there and he was very meek. I mean, he did say a couple things, but like Pat Bev was like right for the pickings right there. That's your time to shine, Francis. And he kind of cowered. And I'm not exactly sure the dynamic of the show, so I don't know. Maybe it's unacceptable. I don't really know, but I thought he got kind of a pass, but the other guy was absolutely. I mean, we'll get just fucking destroyed by Kirk. It'll be ugly, like really ugly. I mean, if Kirk really wants to fucking go at him, like he's in big trouble. Verbally, I get it. Basketball, physically, yes, we all understand that, but verbally, no shot. No shot. I mean, he was dreadful on that show. That was bad. I didn't realize how much he sucked. I'm saying I could do better, but as far as like Barstool personalities, I don't even think he should be there. He's just not good. Something. Oh yeah, I know what it was. A lot of controversy with this. Stupid people. I mean, honestly, really stupid. I'm probably gonna take some shit for this. I don't really care. We'll wrap it up right after this, but so Montante puts out a tweet. I shouldn't. I wish I had more time. I would have put it up here, but basically crying about that he was in Dunkin' Donuts, or I don't even did he even say Dunkin'. I don't remember. But it must have been Dunkin' Donuts because the conversation went there. And he was in line and whatever. Somebody went up, and they didn't know exactly what they were going to order, and they ordered at the counter. And he was, of course, like usual. He's so fucking miserable lately. It's unbelievable. But he's like offended by it, like saying like, "What the fuck," And I said to him, "I gotta be honest. Like, and I thought about this a lot. I understand the point of if you bring your kids into Dunkin' Donuts, you probably should have an idea of what you're going to order before you get to the counter. But on like a Sunday, I'm sorry. If I want to go in line and wait till I get to the counter to decide what I want, I don't give two fucks about what the person behind me thinks. I just don't. I mean, on a Sunday, he's like offended like some kid. Like that's when kids are in Dunkin' Donuts. Saturday, Sunday. Like if you're in a rush Sunday and Saturday, that's your fault, in my opinion. I'm sorry. If you have to work, I don't give a shit. Like Saturday and Sunday, most people don't work. So if I want to go in Dunkin' Donuts and take a little extra time, I'm going to do it. And I don't care what anybody thinks about it. My kid gets up there and he changes his mind 3 times. I don't care. Like that's what the weekends are for there. There's a lot of kids, it's families. If you want your shit faster and you want to get out, hey, here's a little trick for you. Why don't you fucking use it on the mobile order and put it in earlier? Then when you get there, it's fucking there waiting for you. If you get in line, you can expect that you might have to wait. Imagine. Now, I amended it by saying on the weekdays, I disagree with this. On the weekdays, everybody's working. So on the weekdays, you probably should be ready to go. But on the weekends, I'm sorry. If Montante's behind me, I'm not gonna make you wait. Just for the fuck. I'm just gonna make you wait for that terrible take. I mean, it's awful. Like it's not a big. It's anywhere like this. I understand there is a line to it. I guess it's figuring out where that balance is. Like I don't think somebody should be in line for 45 minutes deciding. Okay, there's a line. But if it's like 3 or 4 minutes, it's fucking tough noogies, man. Like I don't feel bad for you at all. I don't feel bad for somebody that's in a rush. I don't feel bad for your feelings. I just don't. I mean, nobody felt bad when my fucking daughter was eating through a fucking mask. Was sucking in fucking cotton down her fucking throat. And then, I had to listen to teachers go, oh, I don't feel safe and everybody in the class is sick. I mean, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? So if I had to deal with that, and somebody can wait in line for a couple minutes, I'm sorry. Like I really don't care. I don't know how that correlates. Probably doesn't. I have this thing about people trying to like rush you through the fucking. It's just insane. Like my kid wants to sit there and make a decision and take a little extra longer. You're gonna fucking wait, and that's my promise to you. That's my promise to anybody that's is in line behind me. If we want to take our time, we will, and sometimes we might not. Sometimes we might know exactly what you want. So sometimes my daughter's she just wants a croissant sandwich with bacon and no egg and just cheese. It's easy. Sometimes she goes up and she wants to walk around and pick and decide, and I don't care. So I just thought it was, a lot of people. I mean, if like a Mama K coming out of the woodwork, giving me her, ooh, you should just tell them they shouldn't even eat that shit. And no shit, Mama K, but it's a treat, I don't get it for them every day. But if you're there on a weekend and you want to enjoy yourself, I mean, Dunkin' Donuts probably, the stuff there is not great. But kids love that shit. And if I can make my kids happy, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do the get what you get and you don't get upset. It's he's 14 years old. Like it's gonna be hard to do that to a 14-year-old. I don't know. Maybe you know better. I don't know, but those things aren't gonna work. So, and my daughter is gonna be 10, so it's just it's not a big deal. On weekdays, different. So. Anything else you want to get to? We haven't had a beyond average in a while. We'll be looking forward to that. Those have been very good too. Good to bring that up, even though he is a very boring person in person. Also got my notes. Anything? So it was time for the Wiener Show to be on at 9 tonight. 9. That was sad yesterday. That was actually sad with Bradley Snyder begging them not to do their show. Sad. I heard it was like just fucking on his knees, like pulling down Ron's pants for this to happen. So that is sad, Bradley. You could have just went today. But those guys are classy. They let. There's no way if the roles were reversed. There's no fucking way Bradley would step out of the way and let him do it. No way. Let those guys do it. So one more quick check. We got to that. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I enjoyed. Fucking Coleman, huh? Out of nowhere, just out of nowhere. I mean, we were talking about something I don't remember what it was about. This other thing stuck out so much. Yeah, casually just drops that he's weeks behind on the show, just weeks behind. Like just has quit on the show. Weeks behind. And I say, what have you been doing? Why is that? So he's been doing a lot of streaming. He was in Europe and he's been working, give some other nonsense. And I'm like, well, to be weeks behind, you basically have said, I don't want to listen to the show anymore. I mean, that would be my opinion. Which is interesting. I kind of, Kirk did say a couple weeks ago, maybe, I don't know, that was a while ago, a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago now. And kind of scolded Coleman, like, go do your own stuff or whatever. And I just wonder if after that, he kind of, just maybe started to wean off the show. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was interesting. Interesting for him to say that. I was shocked, kind of, because he was really into it. So, it is what it is. Coleman, I hope you get back to be a daily listener again. It's worth it. It's a great show. So, all right, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you. Have a good night.